Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Abdul Hadi. So today I will be talking about imports. So what is imports actually? So basically imports are goods that are bought in one country and is produced in another country. So basically import and export are the main components in international trade. So why would one country import goods from the other country? So basically there are a few reasons why. So the first one is most country imports good from the other is when they themselves could not self-produce the good, or they self-produce the good but still couldn't meet the domestic demand. So let's take for example China. In 2019, China has been producing 17.1 million tons of soybeans but still couldn't meet the domestic demand. So instead, they had to import nearly 56.32 million tons of soybeans from the other country like USA, Brazil, and Argentina. Country also import good with the same quality but with a lower production cost. This is to help them save up costs. Lastly, some country export locally made good with a high quality and import good but with a lower quality. In example, in Malaysia, the locally drilled petroleum are export to another country because our petroleum are of a shorter hydrocarbon chain, which mean they are a higher quality, and we import a lower grade petroleum to fulfill the demand in Malaysia. The foreign exchange difference in price is multiplied and we directly profit from it. So in theory, import is great for the economy of the country, right? Well, it's yes and a no. Importing goods from the other country is good for the economy, but too much of it can cause a few problems to our nation. If we import too many goods to fulfill the demand in our local market, we could be too dependent on imported goods, which is not a good thing. If anything happens to the supply, we might not be able to prepare and provide ourselves with sufficient resources. Let's take for example the current pandemic COVID-19 that we are having. Some workers are forced to stay at home. They are unable to go to work to manufacture the goods. Hence, the product will be scarce due to short in supply. The effect is we are unable to fulfill the demand in our country and making the price going high because short in supply and making the price unstable. So the question is, what actions can be taken by the government of Malaysia to reduce the dependence on imported goods? So here are three solutions that can be implemented by the government of Malaysia. First one is by imposing tariff. So what is tariff? So tariff is basically a tax that we impose on goods that are imported to our country. When a tariff is imposed on imported goods, it will put pressure on their price, making their price to spike up and increase. As such, the demand for the imported good is expected to be reduced as the price of the goods become more expensive. The effect is customer will tend to buy domestically made good instead of the imported one due to the lower in price but still maintaining the quality. However, it is also important to take note that this tariff need to be imposed on a finished good product instead of the raw material product. This is because some of the local manufacturers depends on the raw material from the other country. If the tariff is also imposed on raw material, a local producer who depends on the raw material from the other country will be forced to increase their price to cover the extra costs. Thus, extensive research must be done to determine what goods should be tariffed and what goods should not. This is to make sure to help boost the local manufacturing production, simultaneously keeping the cost low. This will help the local manufacturer to improve and innovate their product, thus increasing the overall volume and the quality of the locally made product. Let's take for example the car in Malaysia. So the local car market in Malaysia is mostly dominated by these two companies, Produa and Proton. In order to help boost the local car manufacturer company in Malaysia, the government imposed tariff and tax on imported goods, on imported cars, to help this local manufacturer increase their sale and improve their overall production. The taxes imposed on imported car in Malaysia are some of the highest in the world. These taxes on imported car can sometimes reach up to 200 times the price of the original car. For example, have a look at this brand new 2020 Jeep Wrangler. In Malaysia, this car, brand new, would set you back around RM 300 ringgit, while the same car in America would cost you around 39,000 US dollar, which is about 170 ringgit in Malaysia. That is about 130k in difference.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Dinah Sofia binti Muhammad Zamri from KAC 1104B. So today in our macroeconomics theory, we are going to present a topic on how the government can take actions to reduce dependence on imported goods. So one of the topics in our theory is about incentive. In general meaning, incentive is something or anything that can spark a person to do something. However, in macroeconomics, there is a term called economics incentive. So economics incentive is monetary. It involves money, monetary incentive or motivation for people to do actions. So how does we as the government can take actions using incentive? So when we use incentive, we need to use it based on something so the government can keep track of the record. So the best way to do incentive is based on the production level of one person or one company. So what we can do to reduce dependence on imported goods, we as the government can increase incentive based on their production level. So in short, it means when you have a higher production level, therefore your chances of getting a higher incentive will increase. In long-term production, by applying this concept, when we have high incentive, we can actually lower the cost of production. So when we lower the cost of production, the producers can supply more to the consumers, therefore the price is low. So in long-term production, everybody can enjoy the price benefit because the price is low due to the cost of production is low. Therefore, everybody can enjoy the benefit. There are several types in economic incentive. For instance, there are tax benefits, financial incentives, subsidies, tax rebate, negative incentive, and raw materials. So, one of the examples our government did is program bantuan peningkatan hasil sayur-sayuran oleh Jabatan Pertanian Malaysia and program insentif benih padi sah oleh Kementerian Pertanian dan Industri Asas Tani.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Hazira binti Amirul and I am from KAC 1104B. Subsidies are the assistance given by the government to the individual or businesses in the form of cash or grants that aids in reducing the prices of products. Government seeks to implement subsidies to encourage production and consumption in specific industries. When government subsidies are implemented to the supplier, the industries can allow the producer to produce more goods and services. In this sense, it is a win-win situation for both the local supplier and the consumer. Essentially, the supplier is benefiting by having a reduction in their production cost. Meanwhile, consumer gets to enjoy the product at a comparatively cheaper price as the supplier do not need to charge exorbitant rates to break even on production costs. This will help the domestic manufacturer to strengthen its production technology and overall quality. In the long term, local manufacturer will have sufficient resources and technology capability to fulfill the local market demand without having to depend on imported goods.
So next in our topic is quota. Now what is quota? Quota in general meaning, it means fixed or limited amount that is officially allowed. However, in macroeconomics term, quota is about restriction or limitation on the volume of imported goods. So I made a diagram on how we can understand even further on how quota works. So basically, in the diagram, there are 6 objects. There are 6 objects. However, with the quota implemented, there are 3 objects allowed into the country. So in theory, when government impose quota on imported goods, the volume of imported goods can be decreased. Therefore, it increases the price of the imported goods due to scarcity and rarity. Quota focuses on limiting the quantity of imported goods. So in a way, quota actually boosts the domestic production by restricting the foreign competition.
So the conclusion is, imports play a significant role in the growth of our country's economy, but we cannot rely on import only and abandon our domestic industries. We can curb our import expenditure by implementing quotas, subsidies, tariff and incentive to our domestic producers. Other key factor includes, as said by our former Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir, the Malaysian producer needs to diversify their products to lessen the dependence on imported goods. These methods will give our local manufacturers a boost in the production process, thus will minimize the production costs as well as increasing supply and price reduction. Government intervention in this matter using this solution will benefit the country as it will slowly rely on its own and not dependent on imported goods. Don't you lose sight of what